Hey everyone, my name's Larissa. You may also know me as Metro Ray Cosplay on Facebook or the Midnight Creative on Instagram, and I'm here today to talk to you about fanfiction writing. So before we delve into that topic, I'm going to go into a little background about me. So I've enjoyed creative writing ever since I was 9 years old. I'm not saying my writing was good in any way back then, but it has improved over the years, or so I like to think. So it's been a dream of mine for years to publish a novel, but in the meantime I have been doing some fan fiction writing. I've been publishing under the name A.R. Summers online. I've been doing this since about 2015. I enjoy writing fix-it-fix and shipping various characters. This is what got me into the writing process for fan fiction. When I'm not writing, I enjoy spending time with family and friends. I enjoy photography, particularly urban decay and toy photography. And I also enjoy playing guitar, playing kendama, which is a Japanese skill game, and traveling as well. Now, enough about me, let's get into the good stuff. So first I'll answer the question, what is fan fiction? Simply put, fanfiction is writing content for a series that could be a movie, a TV show, a book series, etc. that already exists, and usually this means a person publishes it online for people to read for free. Some examples of fanfiction that I have written are stories for Star Wars. That's my claim to fame, is the Reylo Chronicles. Reylo is shipping Rey and Ben Solo, for those of you who do not know. But I've also written stories in the DC universe, and let's see, Harry Potter, Pokemon, it could be anything like that. Currently I'm writing a great Game of Thrones series as well. You can find fanfiction by just Googling it online, but some of the biggest websites are fanfiction.net. This one has been around for a long time and is the one that I've been using for the longest. The most popular one in the last few years is Archive of Our Own, or AO3. This one actually won a Hugo Award last year, so everyone who's published on the platform is a Hugo Award winner. Interesting enough. Some other people publish on Wattpad, though I believe that is used more with teenagers, so I don't publish on that one. And so now that you have a general idea of what fanfiction is, I'm going to explain the writing process to you and how to write fanfiction. First and foremost, find your fandom. Only you know which stories, which movies, which shows you like. Pick one and you can write a story about that. However, bear in mind that there are some content creators, authors, etc. who do not want people writing for their fandom. So be respectful and do not write if authors have explicitly stated not to write fanfiction of their content. Usually it's posted on the websites and the number is very minimal. So more than likely you'll be able to find a fandom that you enjoy writing for. So once you know which universe you'd like to write in, the next step would be gaining inspiration. Now this can come in a variety of ways. Perhaps you were watching a movie and thinking, I wish this ended differently. That's called a fix-it-fic, where you write your own alternate ending. More than likely there's someone out there in the world who shares the exact same viewpoints as you on how a movie should have ended and will be intrigued by your story. There's also things called modern AU. So if you had something like, for say, Game of Thrones, set in the medieval era, that would be putting them in a modern day setting, modern alternate universe. That's another popular kind of story to write. Another thing to do is ship characters. When I started publishing the Reylo Chronicles, this was in 2016, so only Star Wars The Force Awakens had come out, and I was thinking, okay, well I didn't see any chemistry between Rey and Ben, Kylo Ren, but I love literary devices, so I was thinking, okay, so Rey's the light, Kylo Ren is the dark, symbolism, light and dark, what if they came together? So that's how I became a Reylo fan and started writing the Reylo Chronicles. So sometimes just pairing two characters that you really like that maybe aren't together in canon, in the actual story together, that's another way to gain inspiration for writing. Another way to gain inspiration is simply by listening to music. I've been doing this since I started writing when I was 9. I would listen to music and come up with stories in my head. So even today, I make playlists for any series. So my Star Wars series, my Suicide Squad series, and my Game of Thrones series. I have soundtracks for them all, playlists for them all. I burn them onto CDs. I keep the CDs in my car. Sometimes that's kind of fun to listen to and start thinking of certain scenarios for a story, either from the lyrics or the music. If you can relate to it and the story, that's another way. So one of the wonderful things about fan fiction is that it doesn't always have to make sense. While I personally try to keep most of my stories as close to canon as possible, make it feel like the reader is reading something from that universe, there's no rule that says you can't mash up different universes. I did that once. I wrote a Pokemon and Star Wars mashup. Pretty crazy, huh? But I tried to keep it realistic in the sense that I had Rey on Jakku. Well, clearly Rey's a scavenger. She is hunting for food and has no time to be a Pokemon trainer or whatever. But I had, in the story, she met a Cubone. And Cubone, if you've watched the old Pokemon or played the old games, was a Pokemon that lost its parents. And Rey has no parents. So that story is about how this Pokemon Cubone and Rey came together, and they helped each other through a difficult time. So the point is, you don't feel like you're limited with your ideas. Okay, so now you've got a story idea, you've got your inspiration from music or whatever. You write your story. What do you do next? Well, there's a few different websites, as I stated earlier, you can publish on. There's fanfiction.net. This is one of the oldest ones. Archive of Our Own. This is newer, but it has a lot more readers. And then there's also Wattpad, though, like I said, this is generally more for teenage audiences. Teenage writers publish on that more, from what I've been told. As I stated earlier as well, I've been publishing on fanfiction.net since 2015. I enjoy that website. I remember sitting there reading it, and when I was on that website when I was 13, and the UI hasn't changed since then. It looks exactly as it did back in the day. Hasn't changed much. Archive of Our Own is good as well. The thing I like about that is that you can use tags, so you can put the tag, oh, this story has true love, and so anyone looking for true love in a story will that type of story with that tag will come up as an option. So it's up to you where you want to publish. I publish on fanfiction.net and AO3. There's no rule that says you can't publish on both, and you can get more readers that way as well. Interestingly enough, sometimes I've gotten hardly any readers for my Game of Thrones story on fanfiction.net, but boy, Archive of Our Own, people are enjoying it. People love reading about Daenerys all over again and giving her an alternate ending. So definitely explore your options and know that you have multiple choices for publishing platforms. So now for some pointers. First and foremost, I would say don't take criticisms too hard. There are so many people out there online that have nothing better to do than just be a jerk. I haven't received thankfully many negative reviews for my stories. The one experience I had was I wrote a story about Kira and Han before, that took place before Solo, a Star Wars story, and then everyone was ripping into the Kira character in general, which I don't know why they were doing that. They weren't complaining about my story, they were complaining about the character. That's not the place, but you know, you can't always help what people write, unfortunately. So don't let that get to you if you receive negative reviews. Another tip I would give is keep an open mind about your readers. There's definitely pros and cons to interacting with readers. I mean, I love getting feedback where readers say, wow, I can't believe that happened. I didn't see it coming. This is great. Can't wait for the next chapter. That's in my opinion, that's one of the best things about being a writer, is receiving feedback like that. At the same time, you also may get private messages that you don't feel comfortable writing back to. This is why for fanfiction.net, I've completely turned off the direct messages and put in the summary of my profile, hey, I'm sorry, can't message me. So that's definitely something else to keep in mind. Another tip I would give is be wary about using OCs. These are original characters. More than likely, people are there to read about the character you've tagged or a certain aspect of the universe, be it Star Wars or whatever. And sometimes people don't always enjoy original characters. I try to keep those to a minimum. The one I've received positive feedback from was in the Raylo Chronicles. I gave Ray and Ben had a kid, and so people are like, "Oh wow, this kid is great." So that turned out okay. But sometimes, just keep in mind that people are there for specific characters, and someone that you came up with, while the character might be great, it might not be what your readers have in mind. I'm not saying don't do this at all. It's just something to bear in mind. The last piece of advice I would give is that advertising, the sky's the limit. If you enjoy doing YouTube videos, making mashups, take clips of from the movie or TV show of your story, put that together, put some music together. People might see that online, and then you say, "Hey, this is inspired by my fan fiction. Go read my fanfic." What I've done is I created a Pinterest account, and I have fan art that, or photo manipulations that remind me of my story, or I'm sorry, my various stories, and I put that all there, and then I put the link, "Hey, if you read my fan fictions on this website." I've also recently created a Spotify account, so people, if searching, might be able to find the playlist that I've created for my stories. So that's about all I have for you today for AwesomeCon Online. I hope to do some more panels in the future. I have some buddies that are fan fiction writers as well. We like to, we're hoping to do panels in the future with to give more information about fan fiction writing. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my Instagram is the Midnight Creative, which is the handle MidnightCreative05, and feel free to ask questions there. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.